Okay. Right, it's going away. Yeah. So, okay, so welcome to the Soul Contract webinar. Okay, Alex, if you go on mute, because I'm picking all the background there. If everyone just stays on mute when we're not talking, that'd be great. So welcome to this Soul Contract reading webinar. I'm Nicolas, David, Ngan of the Center for Conscious Ascension. And we are going to talk about the following. I'm just going to pull up the presentation now. We're going to talk about how to help others transmute their karma into the gifts of service in this webinar. And this is sort of like an introduction to the Soul Contract reading training. And I'll read out the sort of formal bit because a lot of guys will watch this later on YouTube. So then we can be more relaxed. So have you noticed how people turn away from the biggest karmic challenges they face in their lives, no matter how hard they've tried, as they are just too painful for them to face, as they lack the spiritual map of life to overcome them? And so in this webinar, we're going to show you how you can help others identify these core patterns, and how to begin the journey of transmuting them. Just making sure my phone's turned down. Yep, that's fine. So they can deliver their gift of service, that special thing that they brought to Earth, they've been looking for their entire life. So I want to find out why you guys are here, okay? So let's go here. All right. Nisha, you still there? You're back. Okay. So I'll tell you why I'm here. And I'll also say I'm based in London, England, just outside London. And I'm here because 33 years ago, I had a soul contract reading from Frank Harper, the founder of this work in Arizona. And that 1 hour reading where he took my birth certificate name and he wrote it down on a piece of paper, and he drew a Star of David, and he translated my name into Hebrew numbers, analyzed those numbers on the Star of David, and he produced my soul contract and explained my entire life, which had been very chaotic up to that point. And so that was one of the most profound moments of my life up to that point. And it completely changed me because I saw there was a complete order to the chaos that I'd been through. And I stayed on in America because was going to one of his carousel of growth trainings, and I stayed on for another 6 weeks to go to his numerology training. Well, it was part of his second carousel of growth 2 training to actually learn how this stuff works. And then I brought it to England and have been learning about it and teaching it since then. I've been teaching this for nearly 30 years now. So I want to share the power of this with you guys. I suspect a lot of you have read the book probably. And so to see how you can use this in your own lives and perhaps to help others as well. So I'd like to find out why you guys are here. And so you guys on the video just want to tell me where are you and what brought you here? I want to get a feel for what you actually need from this, okay? Because everyone's at different degrees of understanding of the work. Some people like literally get the book the day before. Some have been reading it for 10 years or seen me on Gaia. So a bit of background, then I can adjust the webinar to whatever you need, okay? It depends on where you're coming from. Okay, so who would like to go first? Unmute Anisha.
Oh, thank you so much. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for the seminar. I've been very excited to be a part of this. I marked it in my calendar, especially because I did see you on Gaia, and it resonated with me very deeply. What you had to say about the soul contract and how our names are something we've chosen before we've taken birth. Our souls have chosen this for the experience. And just like you, my life has been extremely chaotic. But the soul contract gave me a lot of deeper understanding a more comprehensive spiritual map on who I am, what my spiritual gifts are, what are my spiritual goals, what are my physical challenges, goals, and how do I really kind of combine those aspects together and understand myself deeper, better. So I can regulate my own emotions, my own way of thought, my perception towards life, make better decisions, basically, and a deeper knowledge of myself. So reading the Soul Contract 3 to 4 times, I have not just read it once, I've read my contract a couple of times. It's given me different insights every time. So it's magic for me to like discover myself layer by layer, like an onion, a little bit deeper, and with the help of the Soul Contract, because it's just been a different reading for me at every point when I've read it. So I've been really enamored by, this entire soul contract concept of life and how it's made sense to me and it's resonated with me deeply. So I wanted to thank you, first of all, because I know you've been changing so many lives. You've changed mine. And painting has been a part of my spiritual gift because animals, I connect with them deeply. And painting just came to me really naturally. I've never been trained. I've never had any kind of training as an artist. It just came out after I started reading my soul contract and just accepting myself a lot more. So this is one of the gifts that I've learned to accept completely and share it with the world. So thank you for asking and noticing.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And yeah, every time you look at your reading, you'll hear something different because you've received the initial transmission, then you receive the next layer, and it just keeps going. So, okay. So where actually are you, Anisha?
I'm based in Toronto.
Yeah. Okay.
I moved from Mumbai around 2.5 to 3 years ago. So I'm just new to the country and I'm settling down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bit of a change, but colder.
Oh, it's really cold as compared to the tropical climate of Mumbai.
Yeah.
Yes, it's freezing. Yeah.
Hi, Masuma. We're just having intros. So, do you want to go next, or shall we have Alia? Just what brought you here, where you are, what brought you here, and what do you need from this? Just so I know, get a feel for it.
I don't mind going next.
Okay, Alia.
First of all, hi everyone. I hope everyone is feeling good, feeling great. Basically to kind of piggyback off of Anisha, what Anisha said, most of what she said, finding this book was kind of like finding a life-changing book in one day. I was on my spiritual journey, like the very beginning, and about 3 years ago. And I was just, soaking up everything that I could get my hands on and finding that book. This book was just the one that I stuck with because it's like the second I opened it, I could not put it down. And the second I opened it, I started, drawing the star and really putting out like what deciphers in my chart, and making messages and stuff like that. Because for me, my gift was clairvoyance, so seeing but also hearing. So I do work with like my ancestors and things like that. And it's like the second I got that book, it's like they just started coming at me like, that's right. This is what you're supposed to be doing. Everything in that chart is right, And at first I thought it was just a coincidence. But then after that, even today, years later, after that, it was just like, I will still refer back to my chart every single day, every morning, practically like a ritual in a way. Because every day there's something that shows me what's in my chart is really a part of like what my soul chose to do in this lifetime, So I feel as though this book has been a major help. Same as what Anisha was saying. I truly, truly thank you for choosing this, like your soul for choosing this to teach others and guide others, because it's been so life-changing and so helpful. I feel as though like helping other people, with dearly departed, because I do psychic mediumship with their dearly departed, or just really helping them tap into their spiritual journeys if they feel as though they're ready to. Me finding this contract was like the starting point of starting my business. And it's really just been life-changing. And I really couldn't thank you enough for, you know, just putting it out there and popping up when it did. Popping up when it did. You popping up when you did. I did see you on Gaia before, but mainly I found you from just going on Amazon and finding the book. So, but everything after that just kind of just was like a domino effect for me after finding this book. And I truly, truly am blessed and grateful for, you know, you putting this out there. So thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Yeah, it was the book that I would have liked to have got when I started waking up when I was about 19, but I had to write it myself, you see. So yeah, it's like I was searching for a very long time to find out the hidden secret of my life, and I didn't find it till my 30s, and I would have liked it about 10 years earlier, because it would have made life a lot easier if I'd known what was going on. So, okay. So where actually are you based, Aaliyah?
I am in New Jersey of the United States. So that's where I'm at.
All right. Okay. Just waiting for Masima to come to introduce herself, but she's popped out for a sec. Oh, you back?
Sorry, I'm at work and I had a customer, so
Okay. Yeah, work on the gaps then, go for it.
I discovered your book about 3-4 weeks ago. I dove in, and the trouble that I had was I write my name a couple of different ways, and so based on the spelling, it's either double O or one U, and so it changes, you know, it changes the numbers. And so I was hoping to get clarity about, or like maybe you have tips on how I can become clear about which one is best for me,
okay,
and my future path.
Yeah. We can take a look
Also, I'm debating between a few courses that you have that I would like to take in 2024. And so I'm attending all these various webinars that you have offered this past week so that I can figure out where I want to start. So I'm just attending all of them to determine which one do I want to go with, which one resonates with me the most.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll see what you make of this one. This is a bit different again. So you want to tell the guys where you are, where you're located?
Oh, so yes, sorry. My name is Masuma. I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada, USA. I'm sort of transitioning from, I wouldn't say the corporate world. I've had a business for a few years, but it's not aligned with my soul, with what I want to do. It doesn't bring me the joy that I want to cultivate. And so I'm just exploring what else is possible, what else is best for my, which one is more resonant with who I am at my core, and just trying to figure that out. I'm just at that point where I want to take steps towards a new future.
Okay, well, you come to the right place, and there's a lot of different entry points to explore that. Masuma, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Anyone in the attendee room want to introduce themselves and set their intention, because everyone's intention then formulates what we're actually going to cover. Alex, for example, if you want to, and the others, if you don't want to talk, you can just put it in the chat and I'll read it out. So at least I understand what you need. It's entirely optional. Alex.
Yeah, hi. Just agree with everything that everyone else has said, but like Masuma, I'm sort of contemplating different things, deciding on where I should be, the best way to serve, and just getting a taste of see what I feels right. So I was just attending this webinar, and sorry I'm not on video, it's only because I've got flu and I'm in a state of undress, because it's disconcerting not to have a picture. So sorry everybody. So it's just really to see what you say, what I hear from what you say, and to see whether I want to take it further, really, as simple as that.
Okay.
But appreciate being here, and I'm in Brighton, not
Brighton,
far from you.
You're down the road, comparison to these other guys.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
good. Okay, thank you.
All right. Anisha, you raised your hand. You wanted to have something else you wanted to say? Yeah.
Yes, actually, I did want to talk about just 3 to 4 quick things that I want to have like a takeaway from this particular session.
Okay.
So my legal name is Anisha Ankush Chaudhary, and I've always had this feeling that Ankush, which means control, and Anisha, which is my name, which means flow or unstoppable. I wasn't sure whether Ankush, as my father's middle name, it's not my name, it's my father's middle name, which is my legal middle name.
Yeah.
Is that correct for me? Because when I got my soul contract worked out by myself and I was doing it, Ankush made sense because of the Alp and number one and even SH that was repeated, Shin. But I still wanted to know whether this is the correct name for me in my next journey, because I know my life has been changing a lot since I moved. The second thing is I really want to start a business because that's what I've been doing before, but it needs to be more in line with my spiritual giving back to the community through my gifts. So I've understood my contract, but I would really love some help to understand what I need to do to, go through the evolution of giving back to the community with my
Okay.
gifts. So,
All right.
yeah, that's
Oh,
what
well,
I
I
wanted
think,
to ask.
I think we've got 2 little case studies here. We've got Masuma and we've got Anisha.
Mhm.
I'll have a quick look at the charts to answer those questions. All right. Now, any other attendees, do you guys want to say anything or put it in the chat? Send the intention before I get underway. It's purely voluntary. The more you put into this, the more you get out of it. But if you don't feel ready for that, that's fine as well. Or just switch your mic on.
I do have a question.
Okay, Masuma.
So after we figure out our own names, and then like be able to, once we learn how to read charts, are we able to help clients who come to us regarding karma? Is this the webinar for that purpose?
Well, this webinar is just to get an introduction to the work and to talk about the 5-day training we run in spring. And that 5-day training would allow you to help people, because you're not going to pick it up in an hour and a half in terms of, well, some people do get readings from the books, people who are experienced therapists usually, but the training is there's a vast difference between that and the training. The training is the first 3 days is a full body and transmission to activate you into the 22 numbers, where we use your chart, birth charts, and the charts of everyone else in the class, and we do readings on specific aspects. So we cover all 22 numbers usually, and then you'd pour your heart out about how your certain karmic number how it behaved, and people would see they would never forget that because they feel the emotional energy of it. So it's not more about learning. It's not about learning more about the book. The book is purely left. It's very left. It's left brain to a great degree in a transmission. We take you to the right brain, to the feminine side, so you become the work. You feel it. Okay, so after 3 days, what happens is that you become the numbers.
Wow.
And then we, in order to answer your question, so you have to become the system first. Then the last 2 days, second weekend, because we split the course between 2 weekends, so people have, because in North America people get less holiday. So in spring we have time to do that. In the last 2 days, we teach you how to hold space, then to deliver the reading, to intuitively channel through that reading, through the structure, and you'll find out you have become the work, and you'll give a pretty amazing reading, vastly superior to anything, just from knowing the book. And that's where you can actually help someone find out, first they find out what is their contract, how far they progress through it, and we teach you how to hold space to show them how to move from exactly where they are to move forward, the very thing you're asking about. How do they address the very tough stuff that's coming up? It'll be in the chart. And we teach you all the recommendations and how they all work. And we do demo readings, and you'll give a reading to your partner in a Zoom breakout room. Then they'll give you a reading to you. as well. So you learn a lot more about yourself. So we do that on the fourth day. You do another reading, slightly more complex one, on the fifth day. So on the fourth day, you give a reading without recommendation because there's a lot to grasp in terms of holding space in the transmission. And the second reading on the fifth day is where you do recommendations, and you'll be amazed what will come out of your mouth, because basically you entrain with the energy. It's an energy experiential training where we activate it in your DNA, we activate your past life understanding of it, we align you to the work, and we introduce you to your soul contract reading team, guidance team. So it's not just you giving the readings, the whole guidance team coming through you in conjunction with your clients' guides or your partner's guides, taking them from where they are in that moment. It's like they're having a cosmic discussion with their higher self, saying, okay, we're here now, here's how we move forward. The same experience as some of you had just by reading the book. It's like that, but even more profound. It's an awakening process. So that's actually how the training works. And then after that, with a bit of practice on the other guys in the class first, so that, because you form like a community, like a family, and the classes stay together and bond together very powerfully, because we build communities in the Center for Conscious Ascension. And then what happens is that you start delivering it to people and see the massive change that occurs in them, and then your journey is underway. That's how we do it. Does that give you enough structure for that?
There are prerequisites. Yes, it's perfect actually. Is there to take this course?
No, just a willingness to learn and an open-mindedness to go wherever you need to go with that process. You've gone on frozen, Masuma. Can you still hear me? Hang on. Yeah. She's gone on frozen. If you can hear me, you're frozen. We'll just wait for you to come back. Maybe she's dropped out. Okay, we'll move on then until she comes back. So, Aliyah, do you have any other questions before we get underway? I'll wait for her. You have to unmute.
No questions. I'm just taking notes.
Okay, all right. Wait for her to come back. Alex, do you have any other questions before we start?
No, it's fine. I don't. Thank you.
You're okay. All right. Aliyah, you've gone and switch your video off. Okay, thanks, Alex. Okay. Right. Oh, there she is. Masima's back. Okay. You have to unmute, Masima. We lost you there.
Yeah, sorry about that. I asked you about the prerequisite and then I couldn't hear anything you said.
Okay.
I know you about mindfulness.
The only prerequisite is a willingness to learn and to give it everything you've got, and to have it helps to read the book as well. Yeah, you've got plenty of time to read the book, and maybe watch the Gaia shows if you haven't watched them. That gives you another slant on it. The main thing is to sit in the transmission. Okay, so when you get to the training, your energy is more aligned to the frequency. Okay, and that's about it, really. So, okay.
Understood. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Aliyah, you still haven't got your video on, but we'll get underway. So, I'm going to get to the presentation now. Yeah. Let's get to the presentation. Talk a bit more about this. Up in a minute. Okay. So I'm going to talk about this as if, because there'll be some people who have not come across it before, just hitting it cold. So I'm going to give a broad intro to the work. So we like because always looking for our spiritual gift of service, that special thing we're here to do. You know, something which no one tells us when we're younger. I mean, I looked for it at school, at university, and at work, and parents, and I thought, it's a dead end. No one can tell me what this is. So what happens with our soul contract, which is chosen by our soul prior to incarnation is that it examines all our past lives, and it looks at each unique personality it created in those different lifetimes, and looks at what are the key themes that's been working on. It reviews that, and then it looks at how can it increase the amount of unconditional love in it in this next incarnation, and in this case, in the creation of you, because our personality and soul are two separate things initially. And so it chooses a set of vibrations in the form of your birth certificate name. It telepaths those frequencies to our parents. And those of you who are parents know that it's only 2 or 3 names you call your children, because the soul of the child has been telepathing them to you. The soul's already chosen their name. And provided we pick one of them, it'll get what it wants. And so when that name is put on the birth certificate, it's in us from the time we're conceived. But when it's on the birth certificate, then it's sort of made official energetically. And it radiates out to the reality, to the matrix. And by the law of attraction, which hopefully most of you have heard of, we then create our reality. The matrix rearranges around what's in our contract, what's in the sound of our name, which is in our energy bodies and our DNA, and in a substance called karmic matrix, which is like a grey cobweb substance that flows in our 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensional energy bodies. And so what happens is that initially we get everything we don't want, which is the law of opposites I've mentioned here. And you're thinking, well, where's the good stuff? And we're not told about the law of opposites. There's a lot of talk about the law of attraction. And the reason for the law of opposites is that we get everything we don't like, so that it gets a reaction out of us. So then we get clear what we do want. Okay. And so the point of that is that it directs us to move in a certain way in life so that we will carry out what the soul wishes us to experience. And so that's why our karmic patterns are very strong initially. And those patterns are in our face. And so it gets to the point where they are so strong that we have to react to them and do something about it. And the idea is to turn into the karmic patterns and transmute them, and as a result, claim our gift of service, what we came here to do. Okay. All right, just making sure it's okay. So, all right. So Aaliyah and Anisha, if you're still there, if you could switch your video on, because I need someone to actually see when I'm talking. It makes it a lot easier. If you're able to do that, that'd be appreciated. Yeah, thanks. Okay, so light workers are looking for this gift of service, a special thing they're here to do. And you are the answer to that search if you decide to learn how to become a soul contract reader. Because what it enables you to do is decode the secrets of the blueprint of life for these spiritual seekers, which are hidden within the sounds of their birth name, which is creating the reality in every moment. In this spiritual map of life, let me just let you back in here. I'm assuming you're back. Good. The spiritual map of life empowers a spiritual seeker to overcome their karma. Most people get stuck in their karma, don't get very far. Express more of their talents, which helps you overcome the karma. Achieve their goals. Those are sort of the dreams we have, things that excite us about life. And manifest their soul life purpose. Everyone's sort of asking, well, what's my real purpose in the spiritual field? But this is actually helping manifest it, which is a completely different matter to actually just even knowing what it is. So the way we decode the sounds of the name, which I mentioned earlier, is like this. I'll give you a brief intro on this. Is that we use a Star of David, which is gateway of consciousness to come into the earthly reality. And everyone has to come through this gateway in order to be allowed onto the earth plane. You just can't turn up from some other planet or dimension and drop in. You've got to pick up a set of frequencies. You've got to put on your avatar. For those of you who've seen Avatar, the movie, you've got to get into your avatar, your earth suit, have a certain set of programs, and to experience reality, which is appropriate for your level of development as a soul. So the way that's put in place here is that we have the Star of David and this large downward pointing triangle, which is the physical triangle, because each of us is a brand new personality who's never existed before. Our soul has with other personalities. So the physical triangle is where we need to learn to walk and talk, get conditioned responses, get up and running in life. And we spend the first 5 cycles of 7 years, that's where the 7-year itch comes from, doing that, primarily focusing on the physical aspects of life, learning to get careers, finding out education, relationships, buying a house, but between the ages of 35 and 42, the 6th cycle, or earlier, sometimes later, the spiritual triangle, which has always been running, becomes more predominant. And this is where we have the midlife crisis or spiritual awakening. Okay, how many of you guys have a feeling that something that you've established your life and now you've got really restless? You've moved country, probably like Anisha, for a reason. Okay, I moved to England. Okay, and so from New Zealand, or actually from Japan, actually, that's where I was before. I went New Zealand, Japan, England. And so what happens is that we question everything, relationships, location, because we know there's something more important to do. And the soul's hoping with a spiritual triangle to build the true mission, to bring it online. And within each of these triangles, we have 3 aspects. We have karma, talents, and goals. And karma is a set of unresolved past life issues that the soul chooses from. It's like got a menu structure of things that hasn't quite worked through yet from previous lifetimes. And it picks those off the Akashic records and loads them into itself in the form of that karmic matrix to create certain negative experiences, which aren't meant to defeat us. They're just meant to get our attention so we go and do something about it. I think Anisha's, yeah, I think Masuma's internet's very unstable. So they get our attention. So and the aim, most people turn away from them, they avoid them. Therefore, their life gets very difficult and challenging. But with the soul contract work, we look at it differently. We say, let's just bring our feeling consciousness into the pattern and transmute it. We transmute it by using the recommendations provided by the system. It could be different healing modalities, workshops, different practices, changing the way we're living. As we transmute the karma, that becomes our gift of service, which is part of the answer that everyone has as a light worker. What's my purpose? It actually sits in your karma, the last place you think of looking for it. And these physical talents here are latent initially, but as this karma triggers, they start to activate to help overcome it. And it's a good match, which is what we learn about in the training in terms of the energy and the quality and the relative power and consciousness of it. It'll help that. If it's not, it means it's going to take longer to get to transmute the karma into the gift of service. And these physical talents, as they activate, also help us move towards the physical goals. It's the thing that excites us about life. Now, my physical goals are 8. I like connecting with guys like you, help you, bring you online, reach out to you so that you can bring your missions online. And my spiritual goals are 4s, which is to share knowledge. I'm doing that. So here, spiritual karma is more inward. It's more, how are we disconnected from higher consciousness? That creates the feeling that I'm sort of stuck here on earth. I can't get back to God. I can't go back home to the higher dimensions. So this is, how do you open to higher consciousness, to embody that higher consciousness, to bring it through you so you can start to deliver your gift of service. So we need to break through that. And again, spiritual talents helps overcome that. If it's a good match, it also helps you achieve the spiritual goals. So once you understand what these all are, then you can consciously work through all the 6 outer aspects throughout a lifetime. And over time, there's time this way. This is percentage complete. If you know what's in your contract and you apply the recommendations, which are in the book, but also we teach a lot about in the training, plus a lot of other stuff, you gradually, progressively move through and burn through all the lessons and come to the positive qualities of each of the numbers. But you'll go a lot faster. If you don't know what's going on, you're going to go a lot slower. You're going to do that. If you do know what's going on, you're going to go a lot quicker, because you'll spend 80% of your effort on the 20% of things that matter, not the other way around, which is what most people do because they don't have the spiritual map of life. It's sort of like driving in a car at night from, say, Los Angeles to New York with the lights off and no sat nav. You're going to crash a lot, which is what most people do. So with the soul contract work, what we do is we switch on the spiritual sat nav, switches on the lights, and you can program in the destination you want to go, which is your soul destiny. There's a much better chance you're going to get there or make really good progress with the work. So as you progressively work through the 6 outer aspects, what happens is that they contribute towards the manifestation of the soul destiny, the real purpose of this life. Okay? And then layers of the soul destiny start to be revealed as you're ready for it. So progressively, where you focus, it gradually evolves and changes. And the overall soul destiny is there, but the detail of it is only revealed when you're ready, when your mind is strong enough, you're emotionally clear enough, and the ego is dissolved enough. Okay? And that's the precious thing that we light workers really want to achieve. Okay? And so that's, and what a soul contract does is it burns through all of the ego illusion created by all these programs. And you get to the absolute truth of who you truly are, or help someone else get to the absolute truth of who they truly are. And once that is out of the bag and being revealed, you can never put it back. And if you guys think about how it was before you had the book, think about how your life was. Think about how it is now. It's night and day, isn't it? Someone just gave you the red pill, like in the Matrix, and you woke up. When I had my contract, I thought, oh my God, what have I been doing for 30 odd years? I woke up. All right. This is what this work does. It's very profound. So I'll show you how this works practically. So I'll give a little taster reading, brief taster reading here. So who would like to have that? Okay, so you put the hand.
Are you asking for our readings?
Yeah, I'm asking if someone, Anisha, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little demo to show how it works. Okay,
Yeah.
And plus answer some of the questions at the same time, Alex. So
Okay.
Anisha, you got your hand up.
Absolutely.
Anisha, it's better you guys on video to wave at me because I need to see movement. I'm a man. I can't see little things like hands. I can't see the butter in the fridge if it's not moving. Okay, so Anisha, we'll put you in first. Okay, so let's put in your current name. Here's the soul contract software. This is soulcontractreader.com. You can get 4 free charts from this. Those guys not familiar with this. This goes with the book. This is our web-based software. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So now, can you give me the spelling of the middle bit when you were talking about before? It's on the birth name, your father's name. So I didn't quite catch all that.
Yeah, I actually put my entire name down in the chat box. If you can see it,
Okay.
I'll just, it'll just be easier to
Okay.
copy paste it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, got it. Okay. I won't put your birthday in because it's a public video. What's your star sign, Anisha?
My birthday is 3rd
No,
April
no,
1989.
you don't say the birthday to protect your identity. So no one picks that up. So don't say the actual date. Just give me the
Okay.
star sign.
Oh, it's Aries.
Okay. All right. And you're okay with me analyzing the chart?
Absolutely.
Because you've just said so. Okay. We have to put that down on the software for data protection. So we enter the birthday. This is day month here because I'm in Europe. But if you're in North America, it will pick up from your browser you're there, and it will do month, day, year. It'll also pick up that you want letter size printouts and PDFs. Pick a chart label, which is Karma, Talents, and Goals. Okay, we go OK here. All right, and then we go, we can analyze the chart. And I will explain how we got the numbers for the guys who aren't so familiar with this, then I'll get on to what it means. Okay. So what we've done is the software has taken the name as it's spelled, okay, and then it's converted to equivalent Hebrew sounds. For example, an SH is shin in Hebrew. There are a couple of these guys here. And the CH is a ches in Hebrew. And these are the Hebrew numbers inherent within these Hebrew letters. Okay. So this is quite different to conventional numerology, and the numbers and letters are the same thing. It's not, these numbers aren't allocated to the letters or the Roman alphabet. This is pure Hebrew here. Software looks after all that. Then what we do is that to analyze this, we then take these numbers, allocate them starting at physical karma, and go in the Star of David. We use them all up. Okay. All right. And then what happens is that we add them up. So the total in physical karma, for example, is 21, and we have 22 letters, and Frank Alpa, my teacher, the founder, channeled interpretations from the soul of Moses over a period of 9 months to find the meaning of these letters in these different positions. So 21 forms the left-hand number here. And we got to figure out what the right-hand number is. So we simply go 2 + 1 = 3.
3.
So we get 21, 3. In this case here, we have 37. Because 37 is greater than 22, there's no meaning for it. There's no interpretation. So we have to reduce it. The first number, 3 + 7 = 10. And 1 + 0 = 1. We get 10, 1 here. So what it means is that we have a pure frequency of 10, which is Yud in Hebrew. These are just English letters for Hebrew frequency, so we can talk about it. One is Aleph, Hebrew. So at any given time, you're going to be somewhere on this continuum, Anisha. And it'll take a whole lifetime to work, to explore what's called a combination number. And in the case of sevens here, 4 + 3 is 7. 7 plus nothing is another 7. Okay, so we get one single frequency called a double number. So it means here the soul's only interested in exploring what a 7/7 is. Because here it has a wide range of frequency. Okay, so for some of you guys who feel your life's very constricted, it may mean you have a lot of these double numbers. All right. But you don't have, initially you've got a wide range of numbers here. So we figure out all these numbers the same way, and we take the physical numbers, place them on the top half of the chart, spiritual on the bottom half, add up the two columns to get the 82 and the 19. 8 + 2 is 10. 1 + 9 is 1. Okay. 1 + 9 is 10, but it has to be the single digit number. So 1 + 9 = 10.
So 10.
1 + 0 = 1.
1.
So we get 10, 1, and we pop that guy in the middle. Okay. And then all these channel symbols here, these were channeled by Frank. They have a certain meaning. So what's the most important question you have about your life, Anisha? And I'll start with that.
My main question was, is Ankush a good name for me to have as a middle name, considering it's my father's name and it was just given to me at birth? So,
Okay. Has your life been very challenging? You had to endure a lot of challenges.
a lot with family. And since I've moved away from family, my life has changed completely. I felt more free, unrestricted. My gifts are coming back in tune, which I didn't know I had.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So this is the correct chart. So the soul chose this name to have that experience, to help you build endurance to overcome challenges in this karmic position, to learn to be worthy to be loved. Okay. All right. But it placed another 21 through here, a positive one, which is great strength.
mhm.
Do you feel that you can endure anything and you'll be okay?
I feel at this point of time, yes, I can overcome a lot of things, challenges.
And so this positive 21 overcomes the negative 21 here. And this 3 here is saying you feel worthy to be loved, which overcomes the unworthiness to be loved here. Okay, so this name is to prepare you for this mission. Because as you feel worthy to be loved, then you're going to come out of hiding out of this internal canal.
Mhm.
Communicate deep soul knowledge. You're here really as a teacher. That's what you're
Yeah.
here to do. To support people emotionally and give them your unique structure of truth that you're building in your life. Okay. This is saying there's issues with the father energy, the patriarchal energy, which is not surprising given you come from India. What was your relationship like with your dad, as much as you're prepared to share?
Absolutely. It was very difficult. I found my relationship with my parents very difficult. And I think around 3.5 years ago, I had a spiritual awakening. And at that point of time, modalities like Reiki, soul contracts started coming into my life to help me understand my life better. And that's when I moved to Canada and saw a vast difference. So the things that were kept capped up and like were denied to me as a child, they started coming very naturally to me, like painting, like singing, like dancing. So after reading your contract, the soul contract, and understanding myself, I realized that I need to teach this to people as a teacher.
Okay. So basically, this is escaping from the patriarchal energy of India, okay, to become free so that you can then connect fully to God and embody God consciousness. Bring that through in your mission, okay? So this is about becoming very conscious. And this 7 is about working with lots of groups of people. It's about opening the heart, drawing lots of people to you. Okay.
Okay.
That. So you're here a teacher of like-minded people, okay? Teaching with an open heart. And you're here to expand, absorb and expand lots of knowledge. So you love learning, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Probably read 6 books at once and absorb it all and take it to a higher form and then teach it. And the soul destiny is all about becoming very conscious, okay? Dissolving the ego so that it becomes surrendered to the power of spirit, part of you not embodied, so you become the walking, talking expression of spirit out in the world. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
How's that sound as a mission? Sounds pretty busy to me.
Sounds perfect. Sounds exactly what I'm living right now.
Yeah.
And like I said, every time I read the book, the meanings become more profound and deeper. And everything that I'm talking to is something that, I've been living. So it's amazing to see
Okay,
this
good.
in real life.
Yeah. So this is the name you're meant to have to start with anyway. Okay. So, right.
Thank you.
All right. So, Aaliyah, do you want to type your full birth certificate name in the chat for me and we'll look at your chart? Okay. And then that in here. And you're going as a layer E at the moment. Yeah. Okay. And we are. Are you more? Do you want to be a Leo or do you want to be a Virgo? Doesn't handle cusps. Make you Leo.
Virgo. I wish
Virgo.
people ask me that all the time.
Okay, you can be Virgo then. All right. So, okay. Okay. So, take a look at this. All right. So you know how we got the numbers. So what's your main question about your life? And I'll just talk about it briefly, Aaliyah.
So for me, I just recently started my business of helping people, like guide them to like their spiritual journeys and things like that, and using my psychic abilities. I basically want to know if I'm on like that right path. I feel as though I am with the study that I've been doing from the book and using the star. I just want to know if I'm on the right path or going about things the right way to get to be able to live out my life's purpose.
Okay. So you're another teacher here. As you clear the unworthiness to be loved in the 3, and you heal the heart wound, this is saying there was a lot of disempowering stuff happening as a kid. What happened with your parents as a kid or at school? This is saying you had a difficult, challenging time with people when you were younger. Are you able to talk about that briefly? Or?
Oh yeah. It was mainly just like a single parent household with my mom. I am a mommy's girl. Absent of my father and things like that, not really able to connect with him.
Yeah, this is
growing up. And then never really knowing like my background from his side, from my paternal side, more so just always being connected to my mother's side of the family. But always sensing like there was more to me and never really getting the answers to who I fully am from both mom and dad's side.
Okay.
I would say my mother was pretty open with me about certain stuff. But then kind of going towards like my early teens, she kind of shut like closed me off a little bit. And that kind of made me think like it was something either she was hiding or it was just like something that was more to me that she wasn't really ready to open up about. I'm not really sure about it with that, but basically just trying to find out who I really fully am was my struggle.
Okay. Yeah, the key for you is to overcome, this is the divorce by your parents, the split of mother, father, God. You feel the heart wound that came from that, and then to with the 7, because you've got one here and here, this is the inner child here, hiding away, who doesn't want to be hurt again, scared of being seen as bad. This is putting on the mask, public mask to protect the inner child, dropping the mask, healing the heart wound, showing your true self. And then as you open your heart, the magnetics of the soul will bring lots of like-minded people to you in groups to teach them. You're very much here to share the flow, nature's abundance, the flow of knowledge. It's all about, sharing, being worthy to receive the flow and then duplicate the flow. Create one of these guys. This is knowledge. They create a flow of knowledge to people. Okay, so giving readings to people and helping them find out who they are. This is the intuitive side of you here and here. Is definitely the right track, and doing it with an open heart so they can discover who they are. Yeah, this is very much the path, because you're going to draw to you people who are very much like you, been through similar experiences, because they'll be able to you because you've been there. You're just a few steps ahead of them.
Right.
So yeah, definitely on the right track. And you're here to really catalyze them with this powerful dragon energy to awaken spiritually. Okay. So you're like a lady dragon, Aaliyah.
Right.
So you only want to work with guys who really want to wake up, who are prepared to give it everything. People who just mess around are going to annoy you. Okay.
Right.
So only serious spiritual seekers, that's your market. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Masuma. Okay. Let's take a look at your name. It's out the internet.
The
Hold on.
internet is in and out. Yeah, basically, I'm curious if the spelling of my name is best as with a double O
Yeah, if you type it,
or-
if you type
or
it in the chat,
MASUMA.
type in the chat, and this is the full name. Okay, this is the full birth name you've given me. Yeah.
Yes.
Where are you from originally?
From Afghanistan. My father spelled. I had a numerology reading, and my numerologist told me to spell it with a U, and it'll change the energy of my life, and blah blah blah. And so that's why I've been in this space of confusion or identity crisis, to put it lightly.
Okay, so how's it spelled on your birth certificate?
I don't have a birth certificate because I was born in a foreign country and didn't have that. It was spelled in Farsi, not English, but the way my O.
So you broke up then. So what was it was double O was the first English version. Is that right?
Name.
No.
And
Not-
so my father spelled it with a double O, and that's all I have.
Okay. So the double O was a direct translation from Farsi. Yeah. Okay. And the
Yes.
U here, where's the U coming from? Did that come later?
Yeah. A few years ago, 4 years ago, I had a reading with a numerologist, and he told me to spell my name with a U.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Or
hear you
did
now.
I get cut off?
It's coming and going. Yeah.
The numerologist suggested that I change. I write it as a U, and he said it changes the energy of my life.
Okay. Let's go and find out what it does, shall we? All right. Okay, so this is the birth name, and let's do an overlay. We'll look at this is another version of your name. So let's do it with a U, and I can tell you what it does.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not quite right. Didn't take. Need to go to the overlay. Need to switch one of these guys off. Need to go here with a U. There's one less sound, so this will make it be quite different. So
It sounds the same when.
yeah, but in the written form, it'll change the energy a lot. So
Exactly.
yeah. Well, this is a slightly longer sound than the you hear if you said it the English way. Okay, so is life very intense for you emotionally?
Yes.
Yeah, this is correct.
100%.
Do you want to look after? Do you want a mother and look after everybody?
Yeah, but I have savior complex.
This is this here, yeah. This is here, yeah. Yeah, sound's coming and going a bit. So you're here to discover yourself through intense relationships. You're still frozen, but hopefully you can hear me. You're here to be a pure spiritual.
I can hear you.
Yeah, pure spiritual service to others. Actually, if you switch the video off, then the sound quality will be better because I think you don't have enough bandwidth. So can you still hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, it sounds a lot better now. Okay. So you're here to use spiritual energies to be a pure service to others. What are you doing for work at the moment?
A few different things, which is why I'm why I discovered your stuff. But basically, I'm a trauma-informed life coach. As well, I have some conscious items like holistic medications and products that help people with pain and healing.
Okay, got it. All right, so this is the trauma part. You're here to help people overcome disempowerment as you overcome your disempowerment. How long have you been in America?
Since 1989. I was 8 years old, 9 years old.
Okay. Russia invaded in 1980, didn't it?
Correct, exactly.
About the time you were born.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So you would have come out of a very traumatic war zone.
Yeah.
Coming here. So this is the disempowerment in you, which is why you were with trauma. And you've got to make a choice to follow the path of God or not here with the 18. And you're here to find pure truth, which is why you're attracted to this work. People with fives, this is a highly intuitive psychic energy, want the absolute truth of life, which is why you're drawn to the work.
Mm-hmm.
You're here to bring high-level spiritual concepts down in plain English with an open heart to share with people. And basically to really share a lot of love and heal your own wounded heart from what's happened to your country. When did you get this name? How many years ago?
Since 1989 when we came to America, but it was my birth name. It was just spelled, in a different alphabet. So.
I know, but when did the numerologist say put a U there? It's the bit I'm interested in.
Oh, 1989.
Oh, and when you were 9.
Sorry. With the U, that was 4 years ago, 2018, 5 years ago.
Okay, so not that long ago. Okay. All right. So this is like the cake of your life. And this is like a layer of icing called an overlay. This is level 2 in the soul contract work. Level 1, we focus on these birth readings. And so these frequencies infuse across and can help or hinder or have no effect on the corresponding number. Okay. So this name basically, are you using this all the time? Which one are you using?
I use both, depends on, but on my government IDs and stuff, it's the 00.
Okay. So when you're using this one, it basically brings groundedness. 8th, the earth, brings groundedness to ground this high frequency visionary 5. Okay, this 7 basically draws people to you. And this shares love in the world. This 14-5 is maintained here for maintaining these intense relationships so you can learn who you are. And you're here to work on projects here. This is what this is saying. Here to work on projects to learn how to come into your power, make the hard decisions to complete projects. And you're here to come into unity. You're here to come into your power relative to the masculine. Okay, and to open your heart. But it's not exactly optimal, Masuma. You need to optimize the name.
Okay.
Okay, there's an optimal name which will help you overcome all these issues here. Okay. Some bits are good, but I wouldn't have another one of these. You've probably got enough intensity as it is.
Yeah. How do I optimize my name?
I'll put a link in the YouTube description how to optimize the name. But basically, you meditate, and you probably need to look at a proper reading and look at the relationship with your parents and other key relationships first to see who you're attracting in your life. But you meditate after that reading, and then you put out what your goals are in life, spiritually and physically, and you ask higher consciousness to say, give me an optimal name that will help me manifest my gift, my gift of service, my mission, and all these goals. And then you just wait, and it'll come to you it might come in that moment, but it'll come over the next few weeks or months, the right name. Usually we just sort of add another middle name maybe. Or if you don't like the first or last name, we can change those as well. And then the practitioner who will optimize the name for you will then play with all the combinations to get a name that will help you carry your mission out and overcome all the issues challenging you here. Okay, that's a very short summary of a very complex process. Okay, but basically you can reprogram your life and that's the name that name is to be used all the time. It's not good to switch between two names because it's creating a lot of confusion for you, I think, isn't it? You still there? I'm hearing you
Yes,
now.
I'm here. I'm listening.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. So
Okay.
have you got a lot of confusion?
Yes.
Yeah, this is
I'm
why.
wishy-washy and I become more.
Yeah, because
Okay.
because you're using two different names. You got to get down to one optimal name eventually.
Mhm.
Okay. So stick with one of these names, okay? All right. But don't use both, okay? Otherwise you have to. Oh, she's dropped out. She'll come back. Okay. All right. I'm aware of the time, guys. So we'll finish that discussion in a little while when she's back. So I want to get back to the presentation. Okay. So any questions based upon what I said from anyone? The guys in the attendee room, you can either switch your mic on and talk or put it in the chat. Anyone got any questions based on what we've just covered in the 3 demo readings? Anisha, you need to wave, big wave. I saw it. So what's your question?
I just have a quick question. When I read my chart, I could see a lot of things with my physical talents, spiritual gifts, spiritual talents. I couldn't understand one key that I was trying to figure out was my blocks or my challenges with relationships. I couldn't see that in the spiritual map. I wanted to know if you could see that in mine. So there was something I couldn't understand.
I have a quick look. I need to stop sharing so you don't see all the other client names. Hang on, and I'll share again. So let me open that up. Okay. Right. So we'll see if it's in your birth name. It may not be in the birth name, maybe in another name. What are the challenges with relationships? Just briefly. What happens?
Well, I think it's because of my paternal trauma, like my father trauma. I've never really been able to fortify or foundationally stabilize a relationship in love, or I mean, I attract a lot of people, but I'm not able to, really understand what are my relationship blocks in love. So
yeah, the key thing
question.
here is that you have a separation from the divine masculine aspect of God. Okay, so this is a relationship with men or woman, just to make sure I got this right here. Men, is it?
I'm sorry, I didn't get the question.
So you're interested in relationships with men. That's what I'm assuming here. Is that correct?
No, it's actually that's my father wound to a very large extent, that it pushed me away from wanting to be in a relationship with a man. So that was another thing that divided me and my father further with our thought process. But now it makes sense to me.
All right. So the 10-1 experiments between the balance, where your gender balance is within you, either more masculine or more feminine that you're interested in. So if you're more interested in a woman, for example, it's because of you're experimenting on this continuum. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's perfectly normal, but you might move, just so you're aware, you might change. Okay. Depending on how you work through it. But I'd say the key is to work through the trauma with the masculine, with the father figure and the authority figures, and then see where you land on the scale. That's the key. Okay.
Okay.
All right. That's the step to sorting out relationships, because the confusion comes because you're moving like that. You see, that's the main reason. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Any other questions, guys? There's another message in the chat here. Okay. Yeah, I'll put the link for name optimization in the YouTube channel. Actually, I'll put it. Oh, yeah, I might get a chance at the end. Okay. So I want to talk about the rest of the presentation and the time we've got left briefly. Okay, so see, some of you guys are interested in learning this. Here's what happens. if you are drawn to come to learn how to become a soul contract reader, a practitioner, we activate you into the energies and teach you how to hold space, as we said at the beginning. That this is a very powerful tool, okay, that will give you the spiritual map of your client's life to share with them. So you'll both have an immediate and profound understanding of their issues, which will accurately guide you throughout all your work, because basically it slices through all the illusion of the ego and we get to the important stuff. Because once the ego's illusions have been busted, it can't put your client back to sleep. It builds a lot of trust with people, and it produces better and faster results, therapeutic results. And you can align your other therapies, whatever they are, whatever you've been drawn to, around this very powerful truth framework, which means the work goes a lot faster. Because once the client knows what's going on and you know what's going on, they're going to keep coming back to you simply because you know exactly where you are, where they are, and so do they. So basically, it's a very fast way of awakening, okay, and coming online with their true mission, their true gift of service. And in the training, I've explained the energetics at the very beginning, just of that. You'll learn a structure to help you understand yourself and everyone else in your life. You'll look at them completely differently, okay? And you'll learn how to give these readings, all right? And you'll learn how your channel works, and you'll be amazed at what all comes through you, okay? And the other things that will happen is that, just to reiterate what I said earlier, mostly, is that you'll learn experientially through complete immersion in the charts of yourself and we don't do friends and family as a backup now. It's more effective to use people in the class because they're going to just say it as it is and you'll never forget what some of the things they will say. Because bodily transmission stays in you. This is the experiential learning, which is the most powerful form of learning. It's not left brain based learning, it's physical, energetic learning. Okay, so you become the work and then we support you. The course is just part one of the training. And then we have a 6-month program, what we call part two, which is a support program which is optional, but a lot of the guys do it, where you meet every 5 or 6 weeks with Antigone Langley, who's my co-teacher, and she will help you turn the theory and the transmission and the fifth dimensional level of the training, how to take that out into the world in your practice, how to take it out into your business to actually have the rubber meet the road and help people awaken. A lot of the issues will only come up once you're actually trying to get the work going in your practice. And so we help you bridge it into your practice, out into the world, so it becomes a practical tool that makes a difference, in your toolkit to everyone you're in contact with. And so there'll be lots of questions that will come up. And so you bring them to the support program, they get answered, you get more structure, you go back and apply them. So you build your confidence. And we found that the practitioners who do the part two, they basically are up and running with the work much quicker than the guys who don't get that support or choose not to come. We also have a peer-to-peer support group on Facebook. It's about nearly 300 people on that. And so you can ask any question you like about any part of the work, and the very experienced guys will answer you, and the teaching team will also answer you as well. Okay. So here's what your clients will get. Thinking of how you're going to impact them, they will get the following. They'll get a deep feeling of peace when they hear that absolute truth of how their lives are meant to be. Because it'll be very profound and accurate. You think about how it was when you read the book. A feeling of relief to know there's actually an order and meaning to their life. I had that. I said, oh, thank God I haven't made a mistake here. And it can empower those who may feel like victims of life because their karma's been so tough to take charge and step forward into living their true purpose. So you can take someone from exactly where they are, no matter how stuck, and if they're willing to grow, help them move forward. Because people come because they're stuck in their karma or they want to get clarity on their purpose. That's why they come for these readings. It's a very pivotal moment in people's lives when they turn up for a reading with you. Just like the book turned up for you guys, or the Gaia show turned up for you guys at the right time. It's all planned by the soul. It can't turn up until you're ready to hear the message. Okay, so basically we teach you how to show them where they are on their spiritual map of life. So this is the beginning, this is when they're born, this is when they ascend or die. You show them where they are on the map, how far they've progressed. We teach you how to apply recommendations so they can overcome that karma, those karmic patterns, and claim the gifts of service, and align them to the path of the soul rather than drifting off like this. And the readings touch your inner being immediately, building a strong connection. And so all the work goes much deeper. And you can go very deeper within yourself and have a lot of compassion for people when you see what they go through. Okay. And we've talked about this experiential component, so it just sort of summarizes it here already. Basically, with practice, you can deliver good readings pretty much straight after the workshop. But you've got to practice. Okay. So, any other questions, guys? This is the book here, Your Soul Contract Decoded, and this is the software. If you want to play with it, if you're watching this video for the first time, okay. Any other questions? Is that a question, Anisha? Aliyah, you've got a question.
Yeah. So all of this is for the level 1 training, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know if you mentioned it earlier. I know you said spring, but do you have like a set month start time?
Yeah. We run a spring and a autumn training. So the spring training is 8th to 10th of March, Friday to Sunday, and 16th to 17th of March, the following weekend. What time zone are you in?
I'm Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, so 7:30 in the morning for you to 3:30 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
If you're on California, it's 4:30 in the morning to 12:30 p.m. because I can only teach to 8:30 at night. It's my limit. So we try and juggle it so it goes from California out to the Eastern Bloc and even India. And in Poland, for example, it's 1:30 to 9:30. Okay.
Okay.
Oops. And if you're watching from the Middle East, Asia, Australia, New Zealand, the Asia Pacific, we have an Asia Pacific training which runs later in the year, from 26th to 28th of April, and the 4th or 5th of May. Okay, over 2 weekends. Okay, or if you're in Europe and you want to start earlier, some people like to start earlier. So that will run in the UK 6 a.m. UK to 2 p.m. It's the earliest I can get up. And then if you're in India, for example, it's 10:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. You're in Australia, it gets out to like 3 to 11 p.m. in the East Coast. New Zealand's 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. It's a bit tougher if you're in North America because you're starting around midnight. But so we do 2 trainings now because there's a whole a lot of people interested in Asia Pacific in the training. So that runs later in the year. So for you guys, I think the bulk of you are probably in the Western Hemisphere. This is your training here, 8th to 10th of March, 16th to 17th of March. So the deposit for the training is £277 or about $322, but it's probably a bit more because the exchange rate's moving. And the full price is $718. That includes the deposit, or about $850 probably US dollars or a bit more. We do have PayPal Pay Later, so you can pay in three installments if you pass the credit check. Make it easier for you. If you want to find out more, just go to soulcontractreadingtraining.com. Okay. And that will take you to the website. You can get into more detail about it. Okay. Any other questions, anybody? Put in the chat or talk to me. Any other questions? We've answered a lot of them already, I think. But... No more questions? Okay. Well, thanks everybody for full participation. Hope you enjoy that. And we'll get the video to you in the next few days. It's pretty busy at this time of year. Got another class to teach. And then, Masuma, you have a question. You're back.
How do I find the name optimization thing on your website?
I will show you. Hang on. I'll show you. Let me get to it. Let me share the screen. Here. You have to have an overlay reading first, okay? Because you need to understand what you've been creating in relationships first. What are the key themes you've been going through? So you'll need you need to go into sessions, soul contract reading. Here, you need to book a one of these guys, relationship reading here first. Okay. All right.
So
And that will explain what's going on.
sessions and then what? Soul contract reading?
Yeah, then sessions and soul contract reading. I'll put it in the chat. Okay.
Got it.
See, do one of these first, because that'll then help you understand what are the key things you're trying to achieve in this life. It's not just from the birth name, it's from all the different repeating patterns in your relationships. So when you've done that, then absorb that, which takes a while. There'll be a lot there. Then you go to name optimization, which is here, and then you can undertake that reading. Okay. All right.
So
And
start with
this
the
link.
soul contract and relationship reading. That's where I start.
Yeah, yeah. You need to start with soul contract relationship reading because you need to understand the energy flow through time, and then when you've got the handle on that, then undertake name optimization. Okay, because that builds upon it, because it continues the themes which will be discovered in the relationship reading. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. And so this is the actual training page here, which gives you all the details, guys. I'll post that up as well. But we just had a forwarding URL, soulcontractreadingtraining.com. But if you want that, if you want to find out, this explains all the detail of how it works. Okay. There's a lot of stuff here, more videos, etc. Okay. All right. Anisha?
I just wanted to say thank you. This was amazing. Like I can't believe I had this opportunity to actually meet you. It's a very fangirl moment because I saw you on Gaia and everything that you said deeply resonated with me. And when I read the book and I actually went through my spiritual map, I was really very grateful for you and your work. So I wanted to say thank you, and I can't wait to be a part of the upcoming sessions and learn more from you. And you're very inspirational, definitely in my eyes. So thank you for being you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's lovely to see you guys step up and want to make a difference in the world. My passion is to train you guys so you can wake up other people with this really powerful work and they can have completely different lives as a result. So thanks for being the demos, you guys, and giving it everything. And thanks to everyone else on the call. And hopefully we see you on the training. And you have my email address. Any other questions, just ask me. And yeah, the video will be out in a few days. So then you probably hear different things as well when you listen to the video again. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care. See you soon. All right. Bye.
Thank you.